From throwing up on Madonna's porch, to forgetting a whole Rolls Royce, to waking up naked in a hotel hallway. These are the most embarrassing celebrity drunk moments ever. And yeah, it only gets worse from here. Let's start with Ed Sheeran. When he ended up locked out of his hotel room, completely naked, he was partying with his friends, had a few too many, and crashed straight into bed without clothes. At 4 a.m., half asleep, he got up to use the bathroom, but in that dazed state, he opened the wrong door and walked out into the hallway. The hotel door shut behind him, and just like that, he was locked out, still naked.
To have a pee, and then I hear a door close and I open my eyes and I'm in the corridor, naked, no key. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I'm kind of looking around, and as I look around, it's like CCTV, and I'm like, ooh, this is not good.
Security cameras were everywhere, and he had nothing to cover himself with. So he found a napkin from someone's room service tray and used it to cover what he could. He even had to take the elevator down to the lobby like that, clutching the napkin, hoping no one would see him. After that night, Ed Sheeran said he always sleeps with clothes on, just in case.
Someone had room service, and I went to go and get napkin, and I put the napkin on. The lift went down to the lobby. Bear in mind, it's like 4 a.m. There's like people working in the hotel, and I just kind of walk with this thing, and I was like, please, can you let me back in my room? And please, can you not tell anyone about this? And my security guard went to go and wipe all the CCTV. Well, he told me he wiped it. He might have kept it for blackmail later on down the line. But yeah, it's the most embarrassing thing that I've ever done.
And speaking of unforgettable drunk nights, Kendall Jenner literally forgot she was gifted a Rolls Royce. Yeah, a Rolls Royce. Khloe was there, said they had dinner, hit a club, full Kardashian chaos, and out of nowhere, their mom Kris brings them outside.
And then we go outside and there's a Rolls Royce and this man standing there, and I was like, who's the gift, the guy or the car? I was so confused. And then this guy just hands Kendall a pair of keys to this car, and I was like, do we even know who this guy is?
So they step out, and there's a Rolls parked with a guy standing next to it holding keys. At first, she thought the guy was the gift, but nope, he straight up handed Kendall the keys. The next morning, Khloe asked her, do you remember the car?
And this morning I was like, holy crap. I was like, do you remember you got, like, that's so cool you got this car. How'd you get it home? She was like, oh my God, I forgot I got a car last night. That's how drunk she was. She was so drunk on her 21st birthday. She left it with the valet? I'm sure my mom took it.
Oh my God.
I don't even forget my Uber rides. And Kendall forgot a Rolls Royce. But if we're handing out awards for drunk drama, Jennifer Lawrence might just win, especially for the time she got into a bar fight in Budapest.
We had a ton of beers, we were all drinking. There was one guy, I was drunk, which is rare. I was drunk and this guy asked me for a selfie, and I was like, no, thank you, no.
It started with a beer night. Jennifer and her friends were out drinking when a stranger came up asking for a selfie. She politely said no. He didn't take it well. He kept pushing, said his girlfriend wouldn't believe him. And when she still said no, he swore at her. That's when she lost it. She grabbed 2 beers and dumped them all over him.
And I was like, did you just say you to me? Did you just say you to me? And I like grabbed him and I took beers and I started dousing them all over him.
And then saw he had a suitcase and dumped beer on that too. Her friend had to pull her back, not because of the fight, but because she was wasting good beer. That's what made her stop.
And my friend Chris came up, grabbed me from behind. He goes, don't waste beer. Don't waste beer. And I instantly relaxed. I was like, of course.
Meanwhile, Sabrina Carpenter was too busy documenting every shot on her 21st birthday. She wanted to test her alcohol tolerance on her birthday, so she started filming herself after every shot.
It was a very interesting birthday because, you know, I obviously wanted to learn my tolerance with alcohol. And so I just took one too many tequila shots, and then throughout every hour I would film myself and just see kind of where the night took me.
After 1 tequila shot.
This is me after 1 shot of tequila.
2 shots, still holding it together.
This is me after 2 shots of tequila.
3 shots, starting to drift.
This is me after 3 shots of tequila.
But by the time she hit 11, that's when things got blurry. She had no clue what she was drinking at that point or how a hot dog ended up in her video. She literally asked her friends, do you guys see this hot dog too? And no one had an answer.
I just don't know how that hot dog got there. Like, still to this day, that's why I posted this video, because I was like, guys, do you see this? I was like with my friends, I was like, guys, you see the hot dog, right?
But let's go back to Jennifer Lawrence, because no one tries harder to act sober than she does.
So what kind of drunk was this on? This was a red carpet, and I want to know.
No!
What?
No!
She had been doing press all day, drank wine with the housewives, took shots with Colbert, then had to show up at her movie premiere. By then, she was fully drunk. But instead of admitting it, she kept repeating to herself, don't look drunk, don't look drunk.
Then I have to go to the premiere and I am hammered. And so I get on the red carpet and I'm like, don't look drunk. don't look drunk. And then I look like I've been electrified. Oh my God.
Photos from that night show her not looking drunk too hard and her eyes way too much focused. She later said it would have been better if she just looked drunk. Faking it made it worse. And if you think that's bad, Seth Meyers literally passed out in a hallway after drinking with Rihanna. They were doing that day drinking segment on his show, you know, just casual afternoon drinks that turn into full-blown regrets by sundown.
We drank the same amount, and then she definitely went out. Like, she was fine. She walked out, she looked as good as she did when we started.
They matched each other drink for drink, same shots, same cocktails, except Rihanna, she was unfazed, still looking flawless by the end like it was her skincare routine. Seth, on the other hand, he made it to his apartment, stepped inside, and then passed out in the hallway. Didn't even make it to the couch.
I went home, immediately fell asleep in the hallway of my apartment. Stop. Got in the door, fell asleep. My wife passive-aggressively, James, put a water next to my head and went to bed.
His wife walked past him, said nothing, just left a water bottle next to his head, and went to bed. That's how bad it was.
I like that I have my phone on my chest, like just in case Rihanna called.
And yet, the most classic celebrity meltdown still belongs to Jennifer Lawrence, who threw up at Madonna's party. This was the first time she decided to go out after an awards show. And it wasn't just any party, it was the big one hosted by Guy Oseary and Madonna. The kind you only get into if your name's on a statue. She went out with her best friend, got a little too excited, drank a bit too much, and by the time she got to the party, she couldn't hold it. She ended up puking right there on the porch.
But this time I was like, I'm going out. And I puked all over.
Where? Now, where?
There's this big fancy party, this
Okay,
Guy
gotcha.
Oseary and Madonna party. If you get invited, you're like, you know, super important. and I puked on his porch.
While she was throwing up, she looked behind her and saw Miley Cyrus standing there. Miley didn't say anything wild, just looked at her and said, "Get it together."
I was in such bad condition, and I look behind me while I'm puking, and Miley Cyrus is there, like, get it together. I was just like...
But the most iconic moment happened at the Oscars when Jennifer Lawrence tripped on the stairs while going to accept her award. She had just won Best Actress at 22 years old. As she walked up to the stage in a long Dior gown, she stepped on it and fell. Right there, in front of the entire industry, broadcast live to millions.
Hi Jennifer, I'm Ekaterine from German television. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was going through your mind when you fell down, when you were struggling?
What went through my mind
Yeah.
when I fell down? A bad word that I can't say that starts with F.
She laughed it off, blamed the dress, and even joked later that the stairs were probably waxed. She also admitted she was so stressed that day she forgot to eat. And before interviews started, she took a shot to calm her nerves.
People helped you. What was the process today to get to the big moment?
Yeah. Well, what was the process? I don't know. I just woke up and tried on the dress and it fit, thank God. And then I took a shower and I don't know what I was... That's what I did, and then I got my hair and makeup done. And then I came to the Oscars. I'm sorry, I did a shot before I...
Spill your juice on that subscribe button and click on this video for more juicy stories.